emotion. The reason why we don't look at your emotion, let me show you why we don't look at your emotion. Because some brother, they may get mad, they may cry. It's fine. You can cry. You get a lot of napkins in your house. You get a lot of paper towel. You can wipe your tears. You go in your bathroom and wash your face. Let's go right here. This is the book of Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58 and verses 1. Cry aloud. That's what we do. Spare not. So we don't care about your feelings, okay? Your emotion. We don't deal with that. You got to cut it loose. We don't deal with your emotion. Say, spare not. Lifted up that voice like a trumpet. That's what we do. And show my people who we got to show the so-called blacks, Latino, Mexican, Native Indian, Nigerian, Jamaican, the Salvadoreño, the Venezuela, right? The Ticos, okay? The Catracho, okay? We got to show them their sins. That's our job right now. That's the job the Most High give us. Not only me. Every one of you out there, so-called Latino, so-called blacks, African American, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Beninese, that's your job. So-called Jamaican, you got to teach your brother. You got to warn your brother and your sister if you love them. Don't waste your time buying them flower. Oh, baby. Oh, sis, I love you. No, that's not love. Love is when you warn your brother. Like what I'm doing right now. If you do that, that means you love your brother. You love your sister. That's the only way you love someone. You don't love someone because you buy them a car, you bought them big houses. No, it doesn't work like that. No, that's not love. The love is the keeping of God's commandment. The love is the keeping of God's commandment. If you don't keep God's commandment, you don't teach your brother and your sister, that means you hate your brother and you hate your sister. Right? So he said, well, spare not, lifted up that voice like a trumpet and show my people the transgression in the house of Jacob, the sin. That's what we got to do. We got to show you your evil, your sin, your weakness. That's what we got to do. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's our job. Our job is to show you all your weakness. Salakia. Our job is to show you your weakness. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right here. That's what we do when we go out there on the street, on the highway, on the byway. That's what we do. We warn you, ye so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. We warn you because we love you. We tell you that's the Most High. We tell you that's the Most High. It's in the Bible. So let's finish this article and we're going to jump to the next article. Right? It said, Venezuela holds the largest proven oil reserve in the world. So keep your mouth shut. Don't talk no more. You don't know anything. Huh? It said a relaxing of sanction could unleash another 400,000 BPD per day at a time when global crude oil consumers are scrambling for less expensive crude. There we go. That's the whole idea. You put sanction on Russia, okay? You set up a war where the brother and sister killing each other, and you running around talking about like blah, blah, blah. No, man, you need the oil. Just say it. Joe Biden need to come on the TV and say, yes, we need the oil because we destroy right now. Because we made a mistake attacking on Russia. We made a mistake putting sanction on Russia because it's backfiring on us. And you ain't see anything yet. I say, wait. You're looking at the food prices right now. Some of you don't believe it because you're still being seduced. You're still being seduced by the TV, right? The advertisement, you see your McDonald's advertisement, you're happy. Your Chipotle advertisement, they show you a nice meal. You see thinking that everything's fine. You see, go to your store, you can swipe your debit card, your EBT card, your blah, blah, blah card, whatever, you still feel happy. You can still buy with your credit. Wait a couple more months until more evil come on the earth. Once they strike Iran and China take over Taiwan, oh boy. Boy. You ready? You ain't seen nothing yet. I'm not joking. Wait, it's gonna go down. Wait until another plague. They're prepping for another new plague. Wait till that plague take over. Another plague take over, start killing people. You're gonna see. You ain't see anything yet. So the move is telling of how critical the increased supply of crude oil is to the current U.S. administration. You see that? So they need the crude oil. He said this move for them to release some of the oil sanctions from the Venezuelan government, it means that he said the United States of America, Joe Biden, he need that oil. Otherwise, you're going to see a long line within the next 6 weeks before your pagan 4th July day, before your pagan man-made set 4th July day. Man, listen, man. Maybe some of you, you won't be able to go anywhere, man. Because some of you like to travel, go for 4th July, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? If they don't do that, you won't be able to find gas, man. You will not be able. Because Russia, for example, yesterday, Russia ordered Vladimir Putin talked to his government and his people. He said, listen, man, we don't want to depend on this technology from the overseas, from the Western. We don't want the technology, okay? Russia just told the whole, Putin just told the whole government, he said, listen, we need to cut them off. We don't want to rely on anything from the Western. We don't want anything from the technology. We don't want none of those things. Because we need to secure our defense, our security. That's what Vladimir Putin said yesterday. You can look it up. If I get a chance, I'm going to bring that article outside too. So don't get it twisted. Don't think like, well, everything is all roses. No, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Things are falling, buddy. Things are falling apart, right? Let me bring that article. Let me see if I can bring it out quick, right? Okay, Putin order, right? Right? Putin, let's see if I can bring it out. I saw the article yesterday. Putin order, right? Okay, not to depend, let's see, on Western technology. I'm telling you, man, Western technology. You think this is a game? The Messiah is coming. Let's see if I can pull up this article quick. Right? Right, let's see. It was just yesterday. I saw the article quick yesterday. Right. Let me see. Sometimes, you already know, man. Sometimes they don't want to show you those things. Right? Sometimes you know what they do. Let me see here. Okay. So we're done with this article, right? I'm done with this article as well, right? Right? Let me see here. Let me finish this one, right? Let's go right here. I want to read this. So let's finish this one. Let's read this, right? So it say, Israeli official told reported the month-long chariot of fire exercise is designed to resemble a war on several fronts. So you ready for that? A war on several fronts. So the war be coming from several fronts on Iran. So the Israeli, they're getting ready to attack Iran in every sense. The north, the south, the east, the west. They want to attack Iran along with the U.S. The U.S. say it participated in that war. Probably there might be some European Union too. Probably, I guarantee you, they just don't want to bring forth the name, right? Maybe England is part of it. If you go check, England will be part of it. Keep in mind, all right? Okay, so keep in mind. He said, practicing in the event Israel decided to launch a multi-stage. Israel decided to launch multi-stage campaign. The portion of the exercise that will simulate attacks on Iran nuclear site will feature in the fourth and final week of the exercise. So they'll be doing these drills for 4 weeks. And in the 4th weeks, they're going to get on Iran. And guess what? Iran ain't just going to sit back and say, well, it's okay. It's America and Israeli. You can go ahead and do it. It's not happening, buddy. The Iranians, they're not just going to sit down and just watch them being like, punch, you punch them all over and they're just right there and taking it. It doesn't happen like that. It does not happen like that, and it's not going to go down like that. They may learn the hard way, this Israeli. They might learn the hard way soon. They might. It might be. Maybe the Mosai is about to take them out. It's possible. Maybe that's the game. Because the Mosai set up the Iranian for a purpose. In every continent, let me break it down to you. In every continent, the Mosai set up some power to balance. The same way the Mosai set up the American and the Israeli in our Holy Land, the same way the Mosai set up the Iranian, okay, the Persian, to balance the power. See what I'm saying? Otherwise, there won't be balance in the power. You take a look at the European Union. Russia was set up right there because the Mosai know that Esau is going to invade Europe. So when Esau invaded Europe and took Europe from the children of Japheth, the Mosai make sure some remnant of Japheth are left in the land. So those remnant of Japheth, those are the Russian, right? Uzbekistan, Belarusia, things like that. So it's to balance the power. Because if the power is only left to the European Union, finito, there will be chaos in the whole Europe. So the Mosai set up the Russian right there to balance. The Mosai balance. You got to be spiritual to understand what we're talking about. The Mosai hate unjust balances, man. Hold on. I'm going to bring it out quick. Just go to it quick. We're going to bring it out quick, right? Right? We're going to bring it out to you in the book of Proverbs, right? Let's go to it, right? Right? Let's go to it, right? Because that's what you got to understand, right? You got to be spiritual to understand these things. You see what I'm saying? You got to be in the spirit to understand it, right? You got to be in the spirit to understand. Let's go to it. Proverbs 16 and 11. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Proverbs 16 and 11. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verses 11. A just weight, understand that? A just weight, okay, and balance are the laws. All the ways of the bag are his work. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Let's go to 1 Kings 3 and 28. Right? 1 Kings 3, 28. Right? 1 Kings 3 and 28. Okay? 1 Kings 3, 28. Let's go to it. 1 Kings 3 and 28. It's the 1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 28. He read, and all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him. There we go. To do judgment. Let's go in the book of Leviticus. We'll go to Leviticus 19 and 36. Leviticus 19 and 36. Let's turn our page to Leviticus 19 and 36. Right on point. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verses 36. It says, let's read from 35. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat, in weight, or in measure. There we go. Anything that we do, we got to do righteousness. It got to be balanced. Right on point. Just balances, just weight, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am the Lord your Yahweh, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes, right, and all my judgment, and do them. I am the Lord. You cannot learn this in a Christian church. You cannot. You cannot. Okay? You cannot learn this. Keep in mind. So like it. You cannot, man. Right? Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Proverbs 11. Proverbs 11. There's the book of Proverbs, chapter 11. Proverbs 11, right? You got to keep in mind, man. The Most High is not playing game. Proverbs 11 and verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just way is his delight. So you got to understand, a just way is his delight. The Most High created life and death, water and fire, male and female. Understand, the Most High balance everything. So the same way the Most High set up the synagogue of Satan, Revelation 2 and 9, 3 and 9, the same way the Most High set up the Mede-Persian, the Iranian. The same way the Most High set up the seven heads in Europe, or the NATO, the European Union. The same way the Most High set up with the Russian to balance everything. The same way the Most High set up the Japanese, the Vietnamese, the Taiwanese, South Korea to go along with America. The same way the Most High set up North Korea and China to go along with Russia. The Most High balance everything. You got to be spiritual to understand it. This is not for a baby. Okay? If you see drinking milk, this is not for you. You got to be in the spirit to understand what we're talking about. Okay? You got to be in the spirit to fully understand what we're talking about right here. You got to be in the spirit. It's not something you can just think that, well, you got it. No, you don't have it. Okay? And you got to humble yourself. You got to subdue Christianity. Whatever you love in the Christian church, you got to dump it. You got to put it in the trash. And you got to be humble. You got to be born again. That's the only way you can understand what we're talking about. That's the only way. Okay? Right? So let's go back right here again. Let's finish up this article. Right? Let's finish it up. Right? Let's finish it up. Right? Let's finish it up. We'll read one more part. You say, let's read this. Okay? Right, let's jump right here. He said that the exercise being made so public is openly simulating attacks on Iran. They're letting you know, we want to attack Iran, point blank period. We don't care how you feel. We don't want to know what somebody feeling about your feeling. We don't care. We just want to attack them. It's seen by Israeli officials beyond a readiness. They say it's beyond being ready. Listen, we